Hello, we are on the air, 17 minutes late, and we're not quite set up yet. You can see there part of the storm system that kept us from going on the air at our appointed time. It's kind of spectacular looking. Seems to be going to the east of us, but I thought I would turn on our signal, even though we're not quite all set up yet. And let me see, it'd probably look a little more interesting if we point up that way. But anyway, welcome to Runway DFW on this March the 25th. We had a kind of an unexpected rainstorm pop in just as we were getting set up, and I'm hoping we've got the rain behind us at this moment. If not, we'll have to redeploy the shower curtain. It's a very pleasant evening out here tonight. It says 81 degrees on my watch. The wind out of the southeast at 7 miles an hour. Well, it was gusting a little bit when the storm came through. We put up a little at-large stream just before we were scheduled to go on, so you would know what's happening here. But I've got a few more things to do. I don't even have our music set up yet. So let me plug that in, so you'll have some music to listen to at least while I finish things up here. And also, we've only got a single camera going so far, so bear with us on Runway DFW. This is not how we usually do things, but so I'm going to go off mic, get the music set up, and we'll try to get going here in about 10 minutes. So if you got stuff to do between now and then, good time to do it. Thanks for watching Runway DFW.
A new station alert has arrived.
Stay with us all day for your favorite songs. For your entertainment.
it's as good a time to start as any. Thank you for enduring with us. I think you can see some flashes of lightning. I don't think they're in our immediate area, but we can see them in the sky. So, but we're all set up now with our 3 cameras. That one's got to be adjusted a little bit. Here's that one. So we're back. There's the METAR, courtesy of Hoot Doctor. And the dispatcher says, it seems the rain has melted Walt away. I haven't melted away, for heaven's sake. But I just got to get organized here now. So, let's see here. Make sure that's turned down. Let's get our flight radar going. Well, let's see. So it's 8:09. We're 39 minutes behind schedule here, and we will try our best to get back on in the swing of things here. So let's turn that down. Turn that off. Yes, this is kind of the epitome of discombobulation. Well, let us try. Let me get this other camera a little more straightened out here. There's that camera. You'll probably be able to see some lightning flashes in the sky over there. Our first arrival, American Flight 1123 from San Francisco. This will be an Airbus A321 on an abbreviated rainy edition of Runway DFW. Thank you for sticking around. Did I see the A380 over there? Well, there it is. Well, we're kind of lucky it got delayed a little bit. There's a BA A380, King of the Skies, Flight 192. Just about ready to head back to London. Tilt up a little bit so you can kind of see the flashing skies. Delta 1 says, any UPS planes, Walt? We should see some this evening. There are 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, about 7 or 8 UPS planes over at the facility next door to us. And I would expect that we will see some activity during the evening, so stand by for that. Joshua LeClaire says, good evening. Josh Aldrich up there in Oklahoma City with a King Speedbird. 4 is greater than 2. Indeed it is. I'm out of breath. I got here late to begin with because there were some last minute things I had to attend to at work. And so I didn't get here till about 6:45 or so. And I usually like to have an hour to to set up, and I only had 45 minutes, and it was less than that before the rain started being deposited on us. Anita Murray says, plane looks like a whale on wings. 757 Chip says, is that a parking garage under construction behind Terminal B? They are on the other side of the airport, building a new and taller parking garage. My hope is that it will be able to see over the terminal, and we could hang out there and look at the planes on the east side. I don't know if the airport authority will go along with that. That was Spirit Flight 762 coming in from San Jose, an Airbus A320neo. There was quite a day here yesterday. I wish I would have been here yesterday. I couldn't come yesterday, but it was an interesting evening because a Southwest Airlines plane, Southwest Airlines, got diverted here to DFW because of some mechanical issue, and the flight crew wanted the reassurance of a longer runway, and it's a much longer runway here at DFW than at Love Field, which is where it was scheduled to land. The flight had been coming in from Columbus, Ohio, if I remember right. And so the plane landed here, and it actually, from the pictures I saw, it actually parked at a gate. And then a relief flight came, another Southwest plane. So there were two Southwest planes here to begin with, or simultaneously, which is very unusual. And then the relief flight ferried the passengers over to Love Field, which is about a 11-minute flight, as I recall. So I was watching it on Flight Radar. So the Beast waits its turn. Bim Rowcliffe says there's a hailstorm in Sherman right now. Sherman is is one of the cities that my TV station covers, K10. Smoke Slice Barbecue says, well, please be safe out there. We need you more than you know. Aw, thank you, Smoke and Slice. We'll be okay. Just Plains Crazy says, good evening. Had pea-sized hail in nearby Euless. April showers? Just Plains Crazy was over here the other day. Say hello on Saturday. I didn't see any hail here. We did get rain. On the, we also don't, the thing we do not have tonight is air traffic control. I did not, that was kind of low on my totem pole tonight, so I did not get that set up. So we'll just have to settle for it in the background here on our microphones. Leo Garcia says, good evening, Walt. Good evening, Runway DFW. Hope everyone doing well. Warren Rodriguez says, hi, everyone. And he says, be safe. Lightning ain't your friend. Well, I haven't seen any signs of lightning where we are. No need to know says, was stranded in London due to the fire on Friday, the fire at Heathrow. Was able to fly back yesterday, thankfully. Flew the BA 192-380 out on March 10th. Great plane. Yes, and as many of you know, we'll be saying adios to the A380 British Airways Speedbird at the end of this month. So just a few more days we'll see this plane here, and then we will have an A380 deficit until August when Qantas resumes A380 flights from Sydney. So, and I still don't know what the what the status is of the British Airways returning, because they're going to suspend all flights. Well, they only have one flight between here and London, but they're going to suspend it at the end of the month. So not only will it not be flying the A380, but it won't be flying any of its other planes to DFW. Jet Setter bound 747 says, how are you, Walt? Hello, I am good, thank you. Alan Orlana talking about that relief Southwest plane parked in Terminal D4, the diverted flight parked at T86, which is the hard stand by Terminal D. So no gates there. JTB Airliner 320 says, good evening from Tulsa. We need rain. I think most do in the area. Yeah, I'm not trying to be a complainer about the rain, as we see some more lightning, as people say. And, you know, if it rains, it rains. What are we going to do? That's American Eagle 3896 coming in from, where was that coming in from? Sioux Falls. It's an Airbus A321 headed to the city adjacent to the bay, San Francisco, flight 1430, American Airlines. Well, a very pleasant evening here at the plaza, now that the rain has subsided. Anita Marais says Pan Am is supposed to return flights this year. That's interesting. Eric Scott with a $5 super chat. Thank you, Eric. Walt, will you be getting merchandise? Well, we have some merchandise. We don't have a lot, but you can, in the description of our channel, in the description of this stream, you will find a link to our chat. Not our chat. To our merchandise, to our grub, to our swag. So take a look there. We've got a hat. We've got some hats. We've got t-shirts. We've got a packable jacket, kind of like a windbreaker. We got hoodies, mugs. So thank you for asking. Anita Murray says, bring back the 747s. Those are great planes. Yes, we only see, the only 747s we see here on a scheduled basis are cargo planes, but you know, that's better than nothing. Adam Drawball wants to know, what's the holdup on the BA flight? I don't know. It could be waiting. You know, it's got a. These transatlantic flights have to fit into a slot that goes across the Atlantic, so it may be waiting. Maybe a timing issue at the other end, or it could just be that it's in the queue with a collection of other planes, of which there appear to be more than a dozen waiting to take off. So I don't know, and I'm at a little deficit tonight because we don't have our Flight Radar 24 dialed in. I'm sorry, our air traffic control signal dialed in. American Eagle 3363 from Houston Intercontinental. It's an Embraer 175. We're coming to you live and direct from DFW Founders Plaza. Jet Setter Bound, thank you for being a buyer of our trucker's hat. I prefer my preference is the dad hat, which is what I'm sporting tonight. James Moy, channel member, says there has to be a large backlog of planes in line for takeoff with the weather delay. And yes, there was a weather delay while we were waiting. I'm counting 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19. 19 is the number of planes I count which are waiting over there on 18 left for takeoff. So the dispatchers will just kind of squeeze the A380 in when they can. Here's a look at some of the assortment of aircraft that are now waiting to take off. And this is just on the west side of the airport. There's also a bunch of planes over on the east side, which are waiting. But I think the King of the Skies has now gotten its instructions, and it's going to be headed out to London. So it's taking off from the short T tonight here at DFW. Probably wasn't room for it at the top end of 18 left. So if today is the 25th, we've only got 4 more appearances of this plane before it goes on hiatus to Dallas-Fort Worth. That's our lingering look at the A380. Jordan Nelson says, join just in time. Love that A380, says Jordan. Cajun Josh says, looks like 30-ish planes stacked up over on the east side waiting to depart as well. We say hello to Mary Muniz. No wait, is that right? Muniz. Enya. Muniz. I don't think I got that right, Mary, but. And I had 4 years of high school Spanish. Leo Garcia says Pan Am is making a temporary return to the skies in 2025 with a 12-day private jet trip, tracing the transatlantic. Oh yeah, I did read about that. So it's more of a, I don't know that the aircraft will be decked out in Pan Am livery, but yeah, it kind of traces the journey of when Pan Am was kind of pioneering transoceanic travel. Well, there goes American Eagle 3551 to Farrago. New subscriber, we welcome Elva Firestone. Welcome to Elva. Good to have you with us. Let's shift our gears here. Go look towards the northern sky to bring you the arrival of Volaris A320 coming in from Guadalajara in Mexico. Flight number 1802 was that. Here on Runway DFW. Rachel Daly Hug, a channel member, says, I had knee surgery today to reattach my torn meniscus. And that sounds painful just saying that. It's nice to relax and watch some planes with you all. Well, we hope it's at least a little therapeutic for you, Rachel. Brian Henry says, Walt, that Delta was a diversion from Puerto Vallarta earlier, headed back to Minneapolis, St. Paul. Now, did I see a Delta? I don't know if I did. Maybe we had one inadvertently on our stream. There's a lot that happens that I don't see. To straighten out my other tripod here. I'm not being very successful at it. You know, these tripods have a little level on them, a little bubble, which is supposed to tell you when your tripod is perfectly aligned, and for some reason it doesn't always work. Got to kind of eyeball it. Well, Take a quick look at the skies here. And then we will tilt down here for a UPS jet which is taxiing out. Good luck to you finding a place to take off. That's a 767, flight 751. It is going to Louisville, and it is on a trajectory to take it over to the east side for takeoff. That plane is just 4 years old. Just a little baby, little toddler 767. Michael Moore, BHM says, looks like more weather is coming. Walt, wasn't sure if you are aware. Let me look at the radar real quick here. Yeah. So I'm looking at the radar, and you know, it looks like there's two storms, one to the north of us and one to the south of us. It looks like on the radar prediction it's going to split the difference, but I don't know if I can trust that. That's happening about a half hour from now. So, if we appear to be all panicky all of a sudden, that's going to be why. 757 Chips is another storm cell over Flower Mound, and yes, that's to the north of us. This is an Airbus A321 coming in from Phoenix, Arizona. American Flight 3009. There's now an A300 backing out here. Flight 755 UPS. This one is off to Chicago Rockford International Airport. .757 Chip with the AccuWeather forecast. Dark tonight with increasing light at dawn. 100% accurate. Thank you, Chip. Chip, I think you said you were going to be here tomorrow and Wednesday, if I remember, or tomorrow and Thursday, if I remember right. I don't know if the weather's going to be any good for us to make it out here. Would love to see you again. Christine Barnes says, hi, you Walt. Hello, Christine. Ascending Dragon 1, the official American Eagle pilot of Runway DFW, says, we can hear the thunder from here. So there you see two UPS planes Somewhere in the mix over where the planes are getting ready to take off, we have Qantas Flight 22 to Melbourne. That one is kind of, it's going to have a little bit of a wait, I think. Emery Urtis with a $2 super chat. Thank you, Emery. Was there a ground stop, he asks. I'm not sure. Well, I think, well, yeah, the planes were stopped during the worst of the weather as there was weather kind of encroaching on us. So I guess I didn't hear the words ground stop, but again, we don't have the air traffic control dialed in tonight, but I'm guessing there probably was. Roberta Gomez with a $10 super chat says, hi, Walter. Hello, Roberta. Thank you so much for that. Alpha Firestone says, plane spotting in storms certainly sounds exciting. Yeah. I don't know if I recommend it, but so we'd pop over and take a look at the Flying Roo as it waits patiently in line. Again, that's Flight 22 to Melbourne, a 6-year-old 7879 Dreamliner with the skyline of Dallas in the background, and here comes a special livery, the American Airlines US Airways livery, and now it is raining. We are getting rain. So let's see if we can, if this is just a little drip or two, or if it's the start of something big. Rachel says, yay, the funky A300. I've never heard an A300 called funky before. Bim Routcliffe says, I have a video of the hail if you would like a link. I don't have any facility to play anything back, unfortunately, but thank you for that offer. Joseph Clearwater says, hello, what's up? Joseph Clearwater watching in Terre Haute, Indiana. Super nice to have you here, Joseph. Kind of an honorary Hoosier myself, having lived there for 10 years in the early days of my TV career. Chip says, I had a close encounter with lightning on a golf course many years ago. Strike hit 100 yards away, and it was a bit of a shocking experience. I bet it was. Wow. Theo Smeglik says, hi, Walt. Hello to you. Good to see you here. UP Rail Fanner says, 2.1-inch hailstorm out in McKinney, which is north of Dallas proper. Well, just a whole bunch of planes hankering to take off there. I'm reluctant to even try to count them at this point. Channel member Joey Chan says good evening. And good evening to mods. And there's our Canadian compatriot Roderick Campbell with a hello from Newfoundland. There's a look to the east. There's the east tower there in the center at the bottom of the screen, tilted up a little bit to keep an eye on the sky. Nick Resin says Envoy 3452 just took off from the east side, heading to my hometown of KAVL. That Texan Collector says, hey Walt, did you hear about the Southwest 737 that diverted to DFW? Yeah, we talked about it earlier in the show, and actually there at one point there were two Southwest planes here at DFW yesterday. The one that diverted in, and there was a rescue flight that came in, bopped in from Dallas Love Field. It was about a 10-minute flight, and came in and picked up the passengers, took them to Love Field, and then later on the original plane, after it got checked out, it had some mechanical issue, wanted to have a longer runway on which to land, and so we've got runways that stretch more than 2 miles here at DFW, so that was the choice that was made. Well, let me remind you while we got a chance, I don't think we've done this tonight, that you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. We are live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas. It's been a rainy, well, we had some rain earlier, so we got a late start. I did a little preview video with my phone just to let you know what was going on, but we got on about 17 minutes late, and even once we got on, I still had to set things up, so we're way behind tonight. Roderick Campbell, thank you so much for the Canadian $20 super chat. Says, my wife told me not to spend money, so have to spend more. Well, I'm not going to get involved in domestic issues, Mr. Campbell, but thank you so much for that very nice super chat. Adam Drawbaugh says DFW has a departure delay of 1 hour and 31 minutes to 1 hour and 45 minutes and increasing due to the thunderstorm. So we'll have no shortage of planes that are lining up to take off. I just don't know if we'll see them take off. Texas Girl is with us, a Quadjet channel member and a good friend of the channel. Hello, Texas Girl. Good evening, everyone. And moi. And in case you were wondering, Anna the Dispatcher, another Quadjet channel member and a moderator, 76 degrees. Very pleasant evening. And Gringo in Argentina says, don't put yourself in any danger for us. No, I will not. Don't worry about that. I will abandon ship if I have to. Just grab the cameras off the tripod and pop into the car if I have to. And Wood Doctor says the thunderstorms mean they turned off the sprinklers, right? Yeah, I don't think so. I'm still, if we're lucky enough to get to be able to hang out with you till 10:30, that's probably going to be it for us, because I do have to get up early, and the sprinklers are on automatic something or other. Who knows when they're going to come on. But yeah, we probably will have planes taking off late into the evening. And speaking of planes taking off, American Eagle 5007 to Yuma, Arizona, a CRJ 701ER appears to be next on the flight line. Hard to tell because there's so many planes. I can't make it out. Is that it? That might be it. Well, Frida Bed says I'm here, and it's always good to see you, Freed. Thank you for joining us. Well, I was trying to find that CRJ to take off, but I couldn't find it. So next appears to be American Flight 364 to San Jose, a 737-800. Channel member Aero Astro says, good evening, Walt. Hello to you, AA. Sandy's Fireworks says, I can't wait for Sunday because I'm going to DFW and then Corpus Christi. I will definitely keep talking about this airport for hours to my family. LOL. And Frank Pierce 2008 says, hey, Walt, tell him to send some rain to New Mexico. I don't know if I have any pull with the weather gods. Arriving from LaGuardia Airport in New York. American Flight 1806 to 737-800. And for those of you who might be curious, we usually have at least one viewer, if not more, who are interested in this. We do have a one UPS MD-11 tri-jet over there, and it appears to be getting loaded up. Tri-jet channel, or quad-jet channel member Patrick Wooders says hello, Walt, and everyone. Hello, Patrick. Rabtorb2 says DFW looks like a parking lot on flight radar. It really does. I don't have that function set up. I did a couple days ago as an experiment to pop in flight radar on the screen, but I can't do that tonight as we're kind of hamstrung tonight. I should, however, do this before it gets too late in case we have to go away in a hurry. I would like to thank all of our channel members. And to do that, we begin our list of thanks with the official sponsor of Runway DFW, Mr. James Webb. Thank you, James. And as is my custom, I like to read off the names of our quad jet members as a special thank you to them. So here we go. This list was prepared this morning at 11 a.m. So if you have become a member since that time, watch for your name to appear on an upcoming broadcast. Okay, 757 Chip, quad jet member, Airplanes FRA, Alan J, Angela Smith, Anna the Dispatcher, Beaker and Honeydew, Bev A, Bill Platt, Cubs Win, Deborah Klein, Dwayne C, James Webb, John Lipman, one of our new quad jet members, Josh Aldrich, Kevin D, Kirby Brooks Sr., K.S. Avkeek, Lori M, Michael Flannery, Michelle R.S., Mike G, Netgear, Network, Patrick Wooders, Pete Nordine, Payathon, S35 Bonanza Pilot, Sarah Deal, Skittles, Steve Lundaby, Stuart Kircher, Texas Girl, The Grinch, TNT Oh My, and Will Hutchison. Those are our current quad jet channel members. Thank you to each of you. And now, as we continue with our broadcast, you will see the names of all of our tri-jet and twin jet members of Runway DFW. Thank you so much to each of you for supporting the channel. We have American Eagle 3895, number 175, arriving from the home of Josh Aldrich, Oklahoma City. Let's see if we can pick it up on this wide shot. Is it too high? I think it'll be in the shot. Oh, there it is. So that arrival running just a little bit late. It took off a couple minutes late, landed a couple minutes late, no big deal. And we have another one of those moments, I kind of need some like dramatic music to go with this. Do I have any? Let's see here. Yeah, we'll try this. It is a $200 super chat from the official sponsor of Runway DFW, James Webb. Thank you, James, once again for your incredible support of Runway DFW. Thanks again to James Webb as we continue the cavalcade of aircraft on the night stream. That was American Flight 2396 arriving from Louisville in Airbus A319. And are we still on that shot? No, I took off. Here we go.
1999.
Oops. That's it there. That A319 we saw, a 20th century plane coming in from Louisville. Yeah, we were talking about Indiana earlier. We have next for you, well, let me make sure of what the status of the, so we've got a United plane going out here, so let's take a look at that in lieu of another American plane. It's an Airbus A320 going to San Francisco. Flight 1396. I saw earlier today that our good friends Kevin and Rudy and their video editor Charlie have gotten on a plane and on their way to Honolulu. And I saw a picture later posted of them sitting in the cockpit of the Delta jet that gave them the ride to the islands. So looking forward to some great streams from the airline videos boys starting tomorrow and Thursday. There's the Qantas flight to Melbourne, which we are still waiting to see take off. Was scheduled to leave at 7:55, so it's running more than an hour late now, and so you tack an hour onto a flight that's already going to be more than 17 hours, and can't imagine the passengers are very happy about that, or the flight crew for that matter. Sandy's fireworks I just saw from the Storm Prediction Center. You have a severe thunderstorm warning just northeast of Dallas. Well, we are to the west of Dallas, so I hope That bodes well for us. Another Qantas, not Qantas, but UPS plane, which is on the move. I'll check that in a second. What we saw going out, what we saw coming in was American 3434 from Monterey. Going out was American 2267 to Kansas City. So there's the source of that whine you might have heard in the background. 767, flight 765. This one's headed to Louisville. So that's that plane will be celebrating its 30th anniversary coming up in June, not too long from now. So we saw another 767, which is what, 4 years old a little bit ago, and now this one 29 years old. Mitch Cohn says, I drove from Houston yesterday and was there for about 5 hours this morning, right where you're standing. I wanted to meet you, but I had to leave to head back home. Maybe next time. Well, I hope that'll work out. Sorry, couldn't make the connection. There's the Flying Roo. As we await the arrival of American 3105 from Minneapolis, St. Paul. 737-800. The 767 we mentioned moments ago is on a pathway to the east side of DFW Airport. Mitch says, I was there around 3:30 today and filmed the A380 landing. Well, that's a sight to see, especially if you've never seen it before. Even if you have, it's pretty impressive. Clay Hammer says, Walt! And I say to you, Clay! Adam Drawbaugh says, I wonder how much fuel, talking about the Qantas flight, they are burning while they're waiting. This is a Cessna 208B Supercargo Master. Just came in from Abilene, Texas. Under the Martiniere banner. We're going to have a delayed year appreciation for this one. So as it heads off into the distance, we will salute it because it comes to us from the year
1988.
So it's a 37-year-old supercargo master. Hey, here we are. You know, my shirt was very wet when after the rain, but it's one of these fishing shirts, and the rain just kind of evaporated from it. It's perfectly dry now. Well, the plane guy says, I love seeing the Cessna 208 plane. Russell says, in 2018 I did the Qantas DFW to Sydney A380 3 times. That would have been an experience. And of course the Qantas A380 is making a glorious return back to DFW later this year in August, and we hope to be here to bring you that. Next arrival here on the west side, American Flight 1322, which is coming in from the mile-high city of Denver, Colorado. And we thank you for tuning in to Runway DFW After Dark, where we watch the planes. You get to chat along with our great team of Runway DFW moderators. Here comes a flight from Denver. That appears to be, it's hard to see, but I believe that's the American Airlines Medal of Honor livery. That's that 767, which is on its way to the east side of the airport, unless they let it take off from the short T here on the west side. Crazier things have happened. Meanwhile, the weight increases for the poor folks aboard this Qantas Dreamliner. John Snyder Jr. says Qantas will have to go to LAX and refuel. I don't know if that's in the cards. I know when I was at Southwest Airlines a couple of weeks ago when there were storms and there were lots of ground delays, that the pilots kept asking the tower, how much longer is it going to be? I've only got 20 more minutes before I have to go tank up again, because I won't have enough reserve to get to my destination. And we're at a slight deficit tonight because we don't have the air traffic control in our ears. Well, we've completed the list of our Runway DFW membership. Thank you once again to all of our great members, and I just appreciate you very much. Doug Hewson, channel member, says if the flight to Melbourne runs short, they will divert to Brisbane or Sydney on the way, or to Auckland if desperate. I guess that could be part of the plan. Certainly going to make a 17-hour flight a little bit longer. But what are you going to do? Well, Plane Guy says, can you show American Flight 936 to Rio de Janeiro? I've got Flight 937 to Rio de Janeiro. That is a 787-8 Dreamliner, which I think this is it. There's a lot of planes out there right now, but I think that's the only other big plane I see. So I think we're looking at the flight to Rio right there. Seth Rubalcaba says to Adam Drawbaugh, my plane was waiting on the tarmac in Lisbon for about an hour behind many other planes. Then as soon as we were next in line to take off, we had to go back to a gate and refuel. And, you know, I think you can understand why that would become necessary for safety reasons, of course. But I think the flight to Melbourne is drawing nigh as far as takeoff goes. There's airplanes, trains, and cows. Glad you're not getting drenched, Walt. Pleasure meeting you. Yes, we did get to see airplanes, trains, and cows earlier. John Knight is his name. And he was telling me he got to hang out with Kevin and Rudy over the weekend after their Sunday show. They all went to a pizza restaurant. And Mrs. Runway DFW and I were listening to, we couldn't watch it because we were driving, but we were listening to the broadcast on Sunday. And we heard Kevin and Rudy talking about pizzas and how Kevin was a fan of the Hawaiian pizza with ham and pineapple on it. Rudy would have none of it. And I'm kind of with Rudy on that one. But Mrs. Runway DFW is a fan of the pineapple on the pizza, so to each their own. Uncle Plane Guy says, Walt, an Indianapolis flight landed on the west side. I think we saw an Indianapolis flight coming in here to the west side a little earlier, Uncle Plane Guy, before you got on the stream. Robert Dixon says, good evening, Walt. Hello to that Texan collector says, miss when the Qantas A380 would visit DFW. I also still remember when British Airways sent the 747 here. Those were the days. Well, the days of the Qantas A380 will be returning in August, if you have not heard. Yes, they'll be flying from Sydney again. I don't believe it'll be a daily flight. I think Qantas will still be flying daily, but I don't think the A380 flight will be daily, but it will be coming here at various times during the week. So, and as I said earlier, we're about to have an A380 drought starting in April when British Airways suspends its A380 service to DFW. So boo-hoo for us. All right, I think the Melbourne flight is just about ready to get the green light here. Beto Basilio says hello from Little Rock, Arkansas. So there they go off on their, well, what's planned to be a 17-hour flight. To Melbourne, but I guess they will recalculate their fuel and will make decisions accordingly. Okay, Airplanes, Trains, and Cows said they're going to try the Hard 8 barbecue, which is a favorite of Kevin and Rudy, and he says he has now become a convert. Why is that so foggy looking? That's flight 761. It's an Airbus A300. It's going to Ontario, California. Is it backing up by itself? Where's the tug? Or did the tug already? Oh. Nick Johnson says the flight from here to Melbourne is supposedly the 5th longest in the world. And we welcome that Texan Collector as a member of our Tri-Jet community. Thank you, that Texan Collector, for joining in. Appreciate that. Marion Seeley says, hi, Walt. Just flew Southwest from Love Field to Chicago Midway last night. I fly the round trip every month, but have never been to DFW because I always fly Southwest. And I have to tell you, it's been just an incredibly long time since I've been. Now what's going on? Oh, it's going to turn in our direction. Okay, I see. I thought they were going back in. So I guess we missed them getting pushed out, and then now they're about to turn on their headlights and blind us, right? Maybe not. But probably so. It's a 21-year-old Airbus A300, once again going to Ontario in California. Smoking Slice says, Walter took a page out of yours and Johnny Dodge's playbook. I recommended Hard 8 to Planes, Trains, and Cows earlier on the broadcast. Well, he had asked me when he was here about Hard 8, and I said I could recommend that. And I told him I knew that it was, I think, when Kevin and Rudy were here with Airline Videos, they went there every meal. Every meal was at the Hard 8. So it comes pretty highly recommended. That there was America Flight 1115 coming in from Philadelphia, 7879 Dreamliner. Josh Aldridge says, I love Hard 8 and Meet You Anywhere. Is that a Meet You Anywhere is a play? I've never heard of that one. Meet You Anywhere. Okay. And that Texan Collector says a good family-owned barbecue joint in Allen, Texas, here in the north, in the Dallas area. Is Big Ray's. If you want to support a local business, another one good local grapevine is a good one local to Grapevine is Bartley's Barbecue. Damien Aquino says, hope you're staying dry out there, Walt. We got some hail up here around Denton. Be safe. Channel member Skating Banana says, I miss a good real barbecue. Well, I don't know where you are, but should you be in North Texas, there's no shortage of them in this area. Poised for takeoff, American Flight 2071 to Querétaro in Mexico. It is a 737-800. It was scheduled to leave at 8:23 p.m. So it's running almost an hour late. M. Mick says Lockhart's in Plano has some awesome Central Texas barbecue. And Airplanes, Trains, and Cows says, it's funny how barbecue will get people talking. People do have their opinions, do they not? Well, still have all manner of aircraft waiting to take off, backed up here. I don't even think I could count them, but must be nigh on 20. Terry M. watching from West Michigan. Always enjoy watching your stream. Thank you. Thank you, Terry M. It's fun for us. Did I miss it? Where'd it go? Oh, there it is. That looks like an E-Jet coming in from Houston Intercontinental George Bush Worldwide Airport, American Eagle 3403. Rachel, who had a knee operation, says, I'm heading out. The pain meds for the knee are kicked in, and I'm really tired. Have a great night all. Rachel, hope you're feeling better soon, real soon, and we'll see you next time. Thank you for being a member of the channel. Going to check in on this MD-11 again, which is still getting loaded up. Let's see if we can figure out when we might be seeing this plane taking off. (10:31) it looks to be. It will be off to Chicago Rockford International Airport. That's right around the time we sign off. So we'll see if we can squeeze that one in before we have to make a departure. In about 15 minutes after that, there's a Singapore Cargo 747-400 coming in from Anchorage. We'll see what happens with that. Maybe I can partially tear down while we wait for that one to arrive. Mickey Dyer Murray saying hello from Tulsa, Oklahoma. Hello, Mickey. 182QKFTW says departures look to have stopped on these two runways. The remnants of that Fort Worth cell is just off the south end of the airport. There's another Qantas flight off to Sydney, supposed to take off at 9:25. Who knows what's going to happen to that, given our current situation. And presently, we expect to see AeroLogic 777 coming in from Canada. Let's see if that's on the radar here. Seeing it. Meanwhile, over yonder, you can see the tail of it there. That's the A300 still waiting to take off to Ontario, California. Looks like a Airbus A319. And that was coming in from Cedar Rapids, Iowa, flight 1876. Ramon Balderrama says, just got here. Why is there so much traffic? Well, the reason is that we've had some flight delays due to storms in the vicinity. So there's kind of a backup here tonight. This flight 1243, American Airlines, going to San Diego, is this Airbus A321neo. And once again, I apologize for not having air traffic control audio tonight. The issue was that we've got a little backed up in setup due to a rainstorm that delayed our on-air time. So we just had to go without it tonight as we watch American Eagle 5014 from Harlingen, Texas, a CRJ 701ER. And we come to you live from Founders Plaza at DFW Airport. There's a Frontier Flight 2531 going to Phoenix, or it will be eventually, with Stuart, the red-billed streamer tail. Get a better look at that. Stuart, the red-billed streamer tail. Axel RC says hello, spotters from Chicago. Delta Flight 496 just touched down from JFK Airport in New York in Airbus A220. 3 hour and 54 minute flight. That seems like a long time from New York. Is that right? I really realize it took that long to get to New York, or get to here from New York. Axel RC says 35 degrees here, Fahrenheit, still cold in Chicago. 76 degrees, I'm happy to report from here at DFW Airport. Wind out of the south-southeast at 8 miles per hour. Grand Rapids. I missed it, didn't I? There it is. Grrr. American Eagle 3975, the number 175. This camera looking east towards the east tower. It's a little wider than we usually keep that camera, if only to get a shot of the sky, which earlier was lighting up with lightning. American Flight 1125 appears to be poised for takeoff. It's an Airbus A321. It's going to Los Angeles. It's a 12-year-old plane. And it had been scheduled to leave at 8:14, so it's going on not quite 90 minutes, running late. There's O'Malley. Hello, O'Malley. Or howdy, as he says. Our friend and moderator and channel member. You're just joining us. We've had some weather tonight here at DFW, and that has set things back just a bit as far as especially departures. And I don't know what's happening at the terminals. I don't know if incoming flights are finding a place to park, because everything is so backed up. Incoming from Washington Reagan Airport, American Flight 1158, 737-800. Right there. There goes United. That was a MAX 8. I believe it's going to the United hub of Chicago, flight 1214. Tan Man 3880 says, "Evening, my peeps." That Texan Collector says, anyone remember the AirTran 717 days? AirTran? Yeah, I think I flew on an AirTran once or twice maybe. There's that Frontier flight we saw earlier. This Airbus A321neo going to Phoenix. And once again with the Stewart, the red-billed streamer tail adorning its vertical stabilizer. Daniel Morton says, can you show the Flight Radar 24 line of airplanes trying to leave? It's insane and incredible. Unfortunately, I don't have that plugged in tonight. I mean, I can see it. It's right in front of me, but I don't have a way to show it to you. Seth Rubalcaba, saying, Walt, when do you plan on taking your next flight? The next flight is planned for a vacation for me and for Mrs. Runway DFW, and that will be middle of next month. Tanman 3880 said a Southwest flight from MAF to Dallas diverted to Tulsa this evening. Weather related, I am guessing. I am guessing you are correct there. Channel member Rigoberto Juarez says good evening. Hello to you. Axel RC said, I heard at the Frontier today at Midway. Really? Well, that would be a diversion. Here, let me see if I can show you the Flight Radar 24 here. I'll have to do it off a screen. So let's see here. And I don't know if it'll focus at this. So there it is. That's all those yellow rectangles are planes that are waiting to take off here. And that's just the west side of the airport. There are a similar number of planes, I would imagine, over on the east side with that kind of lineup. So it's a bit clogged up tonight. All down to weather. Here comes that 777 AeroLogic that we talked about earlier. AeroLogic, a German cargo company. Coming in from Toronto in Canada. Three-hour flight from Toronto. It's a pretty new plane. Delivered in November of 2023. So it doesn't have to find a gate, it just has to get to the cargo parking area here on the west side. You know, if I do this right quick here, I don't know if I can do this. Where is it? I believe that's a Delta 717, which is on its way to Dallas Love Field from Atlanta. Never seen a 717 from this location before. Not the most exciting view, but somebody was mentioning a 717 before. They were talking about AirTrans. But yeah, there's a 717. Well, still a lot of planes waiting to take off. O'Malley says, doing pretty good. Third stream of the day for me. Whoa. Hang in there, O'Malley. I wouldn't blame you if you broke off here and closed your eyeballs a little bit, but thank you for being here. Adam Drawbaugh says, how far is Dallas Love Field from DFW? It is about 15 miles to the east of here is Dallas Love Field. That United Airbus A319 coming in from Houston Intercontinental Airport. Of course, Houston Intercontinental is a big hub for United. And that plane is a turn-of-the-century plane dating back to the year 2000. Graphic sign and design. Channel member says, thanks, Walt. My favorite nighttime spotting. Appreciate that. O'Malley, as is his wont, says, we cool. And Rigoberto says, 4 streams for me. Okay. Well, there's lots to see these days on streaming YouTube. There goes Volaris, the Mexican airline. Tell you where this is going in a second here. To Mexico City, an Airbus A320, flight 4801. American flight 496 from Austin, 737-800. Axel RC, Walt, are you always on Tuesday nights? The answer is no. We try to be on at least one night a week as we see. We try to bring into focus a UPS plane just took off from the east side. I suspicion that's going to Louisville. And yes, that was flight 751 to 767 off to Louisville. Coming in from Fort Myers, Florida. American Airlines Airbus A321, flight 2736. So anyway, getting back to Runway DFW and schedule, no schedule. We do not have a schedule. A lot depends on the weather. I mean, if we had a place where we could go and watch the planes, no matter what the weather here, that would be one thing. But regrettably, we do not. So we're at the mercy of the forecast for a lot of the time. Yes, and also, as Mrs. Runway DFW says, weather dictates, because I'm not a fan of north flow. And north flow is when the wind is blowing in the other direction. We're in south flow tonight, which is good because the planes are kind of right there in front of us. On north flow, they take off from like 2 miles away, not the best for our viewing purposes. Here comes American Flight 3288. There it is. From Houston Intercontinental George Bush Worldwide Airport. An Airbus A320. Turn of the century aircraft dating back to the year 2000. Brave Kumquat says, is that 777 to Buenos Aires trying to butt in line? I don't know. It's way back there in the line. We have another plane coming in from Houston George Bush. This is United Flight 1849, the 737-700. We don't see too many Dash 700s here. You'll see them if you are over at Dallas Love Field. Southwest flies a lot of those, but American doesn't fly any of the 700 variants. So let's give a little shout out to the United plane, shall we? Singers, you ready?
1999.
25-year-old plane, be 26 years old in August. And it's only running about 10 minutes late as far as its schedule goes. There you saw that, just momentarily you saw that UPS 767 headed over the bridge to go to the east side to wait in line over there for a while. Hey, there's Rich Carlisle checking in from Indiana. Hello, Rich. Rigoberto Juarez saying 400 likes. Hey, thanks for everybody for clicking that thumbs up button. I believe this is flight 945 American Airlines, the 787-8 Dreamliner, which is on its way to Santiago de Chile. So that's one of the wide bodies we've got waiting in line. We've also got UPS flight 761 to Ontario, California. That's an Airbus A300. And what else we got mixed up over there? American Flight 997 to Buenos Aires, a 777-200. I just saw some lightning in the sky to the east of us. Just after 9 o'clock here in the central time zone of the U.S. And once again, you're watching Runway DFW After Dark. Hadn't played our After Dark theme yet tonight. Everything's a little discombobulated this evening. But we do have some good news for you. And that comes in the form of a tri-jet that's on the move. I believe this is on its way to Louisville. There you see it. It's kind of half hidden there. So we will cross our fingers that this plane will take off here on the west side, but it's no guarantee, especially on a night like this. Scott Randon says, "Hi Walt, we flew the 787 Dreamliner a couple times. Hardly felt the turbulence. It was smooth." Yeah, I rode back from Seoul last September on an American Airlines Dreamliner. It was a nice flight. O'Malley for our Gallic visitors. Après Noir. Local Boy 808 with an aloha. Hello there. Of course, our pals Kevin and Rudy and Charlie are in Honolulu tonight. They'll be doing broadcasting from HNL tomorrow and on Thursday. This flight hasn't come up on the radar yet. But there you have half of a MD-11. Well, we'll get back to this plane. We'll see if we can bring you action. American Flight 2270, arriving from Omaha, Nebraska. Airbus A320. A plane celebrating its 27th anniversary this month. And here comes the, what did we come up with a name for this? It's the Duke, the Duchess, the Prince, the Princess of the Skies. gonna set a spell here for traffic on 18 right to clear. Texan collector with some information about this plane. N number 286 UP, built in 1991, started life with Swiss Air, sold in 2002 to Air Namibia, converted to cargo in 2005, then sold to UPS. An interesting heritage has this plane. Stephen Ramey says there must be 60 to 70 aircraft waiting for departure. Yeah, there are a lot. And again, not only on this side of the airport, but also on the east side of the airport. Get some Tri-Jet love from Scrambled Egg 81. And hey, if you are if you want to see what it looks like when we set things up here at the airport, I think starting tomorrow, a video which had been exclusively for our members now will flip over to all Runway DFW viewers, so you'll be able to see that it just runs a minute. It's a time lapse of us setting things up on a Saturday afternoon here. We say goodnight to Adam Drawbaugh. Thanks for hanging in there with us, Adam. We'll see you next time. Game Boy Lyric with a salute to the Tri-Jet. Not one of my better icons, but I keep meaning to work on that. If you have any suggestions for emoji that you might like to see, available to Runway DFW viewers in the chat. There's my email, walt@runwaydfw.com. Easy enough to remember. So let's see, is there going to be a break in the action? No, we got United plane coming in here from Chicago O'Hare, 737-900. I think we've seen all the United variables tonight. I don't know if yeah, we've seen a MAX 8 as well. Pardon?
My sons follow you.
Oh, well, thank you. Hey, it looks like we have American Flight 997 to Buenos Aires. It's 777-200 poised for takeoff. "24-year-old aircraft. So, off to Argentina goes that aircraft. Finally, the MD-11 gets clearance to cross over 18 right, on its way to 18 left to get in line and wait for its instructions to take off to Louisville, the UPS World Port. Do I see the US Airways livery there? We saw that come in earlier. And if we ever see it again, it's American Flight 2993 to Salt Lake City and Airbus A321. But yeah, I think we're a little photo bombed there by the MD-11. That's okay. 10-man 3880 says, I flew on a Delta Boeing 717 last week, and we did see one briefly in the skies on its way over to left field earlier. The closest thing I'll get to an MD-80, it had the 3x2 seating. That's interesting. This Airbus A321 comes to us by way of Las Vegas. It's United Flight United. It's American Flight 1974. Meanwhile, just to the south of us, another 767, UPS Flight 793 going to Louisville. Because it is pointed its nose that way, it means it's likely to be headed over to the east side for takeoff. That's a 6-year-old 767 freighter. So we still have somewhere, oh there it is. There's Qantas Flight 8. This plane will eventually be going to Sydney, but we saw its sister aircraft earlier headed to Melbourne, and it had to wait about an hour to get to take off on its 17-hour plus journey to Australia. Ronnie Johansson, channel member, says FedEx said they're holding off getting rid of their MD-11s for now. Well, that's good news. I don't know what the status of the UPS MD-11 fleet other than to know that we still are, thankfully, seeing it here. So as far as wide bodies go, we've got the MD-11, we've got the Qantas Flight 8 to Sydney, that's a Dreamliner. And do I see any others here? Don't see any. Let me see. We're supposed to be getting a 747 coming in from Anchorage. I see it on the radar. It is just crossing the Texas Panhandle. It's about 30 minutes away, it says here. Should we wait for that? It's a Singapore Airlines cargo 747-400, 20-year-old plane. We'll do what we can. We hope the rain will hold off. We're still seeing some lightning in the sky to the east of us, but I think it's out of our range. So we'll keep our fingers crossed. We have a new member to welcome by the name of Esther Grissom, a Twin Jet member. Thank you, Esther. Happy to welcome you aboard. We're about to see American Flight 348 to Santa Ana, California. It's a 737-800 about to roll down runway 18 left. Realize that my glasses are all mottled MOTT LED because of the rain earlier. So I was wondering why everything looks kind of fuzzy to me. We were out in the rain covering up our gear before the broadcast. So let me get out my handy dandy wipe here. I keep a lens cloth in a pouch attached to my keychain for just such an opportunity. Hey, there's Lonnie Johansson, who's been a member of the channel now for 13 months. Thank you, Lonnie. And they said, who had that MD-11 first? Somebody earlier, I can't remember who, had a little rundown on who that plane, the history of that aircraft. I guess it may be possible to scroll back into the chat and see it. I can't remember who all was involved in that plane. But it was a passenger jet at one time. So I have removed my glasses and I'm wiping them. And I will correct Mrs. Runway DFW in regards to my parents. My father was a smoker. My mom was a stress smoker. I only saw her smoke maybe once or twice. So I know she could do it, but it was only when she was mad. And my dad gave up smoking after he was in a car accident, had some damage to his lung, and the doctor told him to stop smoking, and so he did. So that was, I guess, one positive outcome of being in a bad traffic wreck. From the American Airlines hub at Charlotte, Flight 1489 on Airbus A321. I think this is American Flight 78. No, that might not be it. I think that's a 777, but I don't know where it's going. It may be going over to the hangar. We're still got our flying roux over there. Waiting. Boot Doctor says, I'm watching UPS 773, which taxied from the UPS depot over here, crossed over to the east side, now in line on for 17, well, for 17 right. It's been 40 minutes. Yike. Thank you to Yin Team Stripes Cathay Pacific, who's been a TriJet member for 9 months. Looking forward to seeing Cathay Pacific planes later this year at DFW, next month in fact. Thanks for being a member. Emma, you're just another member with a $2 super chat. Yeah, that is American 78 to London Heathrow. Okay, so. Well, we do have, we've got two 777s over on this side right now. Both American Airlines. There's a Spirit Airlines Flight 596 to Phoenix, Arizona. It's an Airbus A320neo. There goes flight 2958. It's going to Fresno, California. An Airbus, no, 737-800. So it's a little frustrating night to be a passenger or, well, a member of the flight crew or anybody working the counters or the baggage tonight. Everything just running behind here at DFW because of the foul weather. I see Sarah Deal in the house. Hello, Sarah Deal. She's been a member for 19 months. A quad jet member. So she says, hello, Walt, mods and friends. It's been a great 19 months, Walt. Thank you, Sarah. And Sarah is one of our most frequent out-of-town visitors. She's been here to see us on 3 different occasions. 3 visits. I think she's been here more times than that, obviously. But thank you, Sarah. So good to have been able to meet you. Chris on the drums says, Walt, just curious, I'm pretty much a noob to your channel, but have you ever thought of doing a stream from a different airport that isn't in the DFW vicinity? Well, we've been doing this now for almost 3.5 years. Mostly from here, but we have been to other airports. We've been to, of course, Love Field on a number of occasions. We've been to Austin. That's been, I think, 2 years ago that we went to Austin, Texas. We have broadcasts from LAX, Los Angeles. We've done that twice in the last 2 years. Last year, we also visited Indianapolis for 3 broadcasts, which you can find on our in the history of our page here at YouTube. We've been to Seoul. We did several airport shows from both Gimpo Airport and from Incheon Airport. And we did a stream last fall from Grand Cayman Island. So we've been around. We haven't been, to dozens of airports, but we have done that when we can. The issue is this is not our full-time job, not my full-time job. So I got to kind of squeeze in this stuff when I can I worked a full 8-hour day today and then came out here to the airport. But I enjoyed doing it, so I'm happy to do it. American Flight 23192, Tucson, Arizona, on Airbus A321. And yeah, I'd like to go to more airports, but it's maybe if this is ever my full-time job, I'll get to do that a little more. But thank you for asking. Bill Platt, one of our original channel members and a moderator, has gifted 10 Runway DFW memberships. I thank you so much, Bill. So we say hello to new members, Nikki and Gary, Matteo Roberto, Billy Farrar, Alyssa M, Kelly Selnow, Jinby, Robert Stevens, J Mass, X Chris FX, and Andrea Molson. Thank you, Bill Platt, for your very generous donation of 10 Runway DFW memberships. And here's Lonnie Johansson with a $5 super chat. Could someone bring back an MD-12 hangar plane? Huh? I'm not sure what you're saying there, Lonnie. But I'd be happy if you would be kind enough to translate that for me. I'll try. Oh, here we go. Oh, paper plane. An MD-11 hangar plane with another $2 super chat. Do you mean paper plane? Sarah Deal says, come to Boston, Walt and Charlene. Visit as a tourist. Lots of history in Boston. That would be fun. Let's see, where did our Qantas friends go? Oh, it looks like Qantas has made the turn here. 1A2QKFTW says Qantas is number 6 or 7 for departure, it looks to me. All right, thank you for that information. Oh, Ronnie, with another $2 super chat. You didn't have to send another super chat. But wait, we've got our MD-11 going off now. Will it lift off before it gets to Terminal D? Yeah, pretty much. Goes up and then it levels out a little bit. On the way to Louisville. That's what we like to see. We should be getting kind of close to that 747 landing, and that will be our final flight of the night. Not as close as I would like it. It's still Well, it's 12 minutes away, it says here. Singapore Airlines cargo is what we're waiting for there, so. American Airlines Airbus A321 off to Sacramento, California. Flight 1536. If you compare that with the last takeoff, you can see how much more quickly that MD-11 leaped off the runway than this plane did. Flight 1821, American Airlines to Ontario, California, and Airbus A321 is rolling down the runway. Puddle jumper, which is, there we go. It's a Saab, I believe. A Saab cargo jet. If I am not, where to go? If I'm not mistaken. The Saab 340 B freighter operating for Ameriflight came in from Chattanooga, Tennessee. Flight 7165, a 3-hour and 12-minute flight from Chattanooga. Emery Urchis with a $5 super chat. I believe the 777 to London Heathrow will be taking off on the west side. Thank you, Emery. Sarah Deal says those MD-11s are like rockets. The third engine boosts that plane straight up. Sure does. Right, I think we're getting close to the Qantas departure. American Flight 2227 to Austin and Airbus A321 is what you see there, but right behind it is the Qantas. Welcome to Scrambled Egg 81, a new member of TriJet. Thank you, Scrambled Egg 81. Just a reminder, you're watching Runway DFW live from Dallas-Fort Worth International Airport in Texas. Runway DFW After Dark, to be specific. And so in a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes or so, maybe less, we should be seeing a Singapore Airlines cargo 747 coming in. That will be our last flight of the night. Qantas Flight 8 is what you see here. This is a 7879 Dreamliner about to embark on what is expected to be almost a 16.5-hour journey to Sydney. A daily flight. And as we mentioned earlier, Qantas will be operating its A380 Dreamliner on this route starting in August. We're going to miss there we go. Air Canada coming in. We've had some delays here tonight, but I wonder if Heathrow has fully recovered yet from its almost a full day of being closed on Friday due to a power outage resulting from a fire at a substation. That was a pretty big deal. So safe flying back to Australia. We've almost cleared the decks here as far as the flight's getting ready to take off here. There's only about a half dozen now left to take off. And the Singapore Airlines cargo plane, well, it says here 3 minutes. I think it's probably a little more than that, maybe 4 or 5, but it's getting close, Seth Rubalcaba. Oh, thank you, Seth. That's very nice of you to say. Kiwi Whisper says, Qantas folk will be ready to get off that plane. I'll say. And Mr. 747-400 says, I'll see you in 16 hours, Qantas. Roger Campbell says, LAX is so busy. It is, although technically this is a busier airport. Among the busiest in the world, don't you know? There is another Frontier plane with a decorative tail. It's an Airbus A321, and for some reason, Flight Radar 24 not informing me. Oh, you know why? It doesn't know what's on this tail. This plane is brand new as of last month. It's a A321neo, and that definitely must have that new plane smell because it's only been flying around since last month. Not too often we see a spanking new aircraft, but there it is. That'll be going to Las Vegas when it takes off. Flight 3885. So we've got one more incoming flight, and that will be followed by the Singapore Airlines Flight 7922 from Anchorage, 747-400. So call everybody around the TV set or your computer screen. Remember, you're just with a $5 super chat says, looks like since my last message, American Flight 78 went east, not west. My bad. No, don't worry about that. And there's Emre with another $2 super chat. Emre, thank you again. This flight's heading to Las Vegas, he said. Roderick Campbell with a $20 Canadian super chat. I am known to make mistakes. I am a physicist. Thank you, Roderick. And Tech Spec with a $2 super chat. Hi, Walt and fellow Runway DFW Av geeks. Super to see you. Thank you. And that's O'Malley, I think, with the N number for that Frontier flight. Jose N says, gotta love Frontier. $100 airfare, $100 million airplane. Canal Kurdistan has a greeting. Hello, Canal Kurdistan. I think we have the 747 coming in here. No, this is the plane preceding it. All right, that was American Flight 2238 from Nashville, an Airbus A321, and now, ladies and gentlemen, we are setting up to bring you our final big plane of the night, the Singapore Airlines Cargo 747-400. Sarah Deal says Boston used to be the 8th busiest airport, but now I think it's getting busy again. And Abhinav P says, why are there so many cargo flights from Anchorage to DFW? Well, I don't know the answer specifically, but this is a big hub here. The 747 never disappoints. So the Queen has landed. It looks like it's going long, as our friend Kevin might say, at Airline Videos Live. That was a 5-hour and 40-minute flight from Alaska. And again, it's a 20-year-old 747-400. So it makes the big right turn, heading now to its unloading dock here on the west side. It's a different place than where the UPS planes come and go. As we look south from here, there's the UPS facility, and then behind that, to the south of that, is a big American Airlines hangar, and then to the south of that is another cargo center that takes in all sorts of different planes from all around the world. So that's going to just about do it for us on this Tuesday night in North Texas. And with that musical salute, we're going to say good night. Now, we do have coming up next Chatstravaganza, where we'll just leave the camera on, and if you so choose, you can watch me pack things up here after our rain-delayed broadcast tonight. I would like to thank, first of all, Runway DFW sponsor James Webb for another incredible super chat and for being such a gigantic supporter of the channel. Thank you to all of those who contributed tonight. Well, that includes Roderick Campbell with another $50 Canadian super chat. I only spend money to upset my wife. Well, I don't know what to say, Roderick, but thank you for that. We also would like to thank, let me see if I can pull this up here. In addition to Roderick, I'd like to thank Dustin Jackson, Emre Yurtis, Tech Spec, James Webb, of course, Ronnie Johansson, Bill Platt for gifting memberships, Sarah Deal for being a long-term member, Scrambled Egg 81 for being a new member. I know I'm missing some people here. Only Planes Network for becoming a new Quadjet member. Did I miss this one? If I did, I apologize. Thank you, Only Planes Network. Esther Grissom became a Twinjet member. Thank you. Brave Kumquat with a super chat. The Texan Collector, a Trijet member. Thank you for that. Roberta Gomez with a super chat, and Eric Scott with a super chat. So thank you to all of you. And that about wraps things up. We'll play some music. You can send some final messages, and then we'll start packing up here on Runway DFW After Dark. Happy contrails to you until we meet again. Did I forget to thank our moderators, the Runway DFW Moderation Federation, like O'Malley, and Charlene, and Kai, and anyone else who I've overlooked who's with us this evening? Thank you to our moderators. Ooh, just saw some lightning there. Okay, see you soon.
Come along, it's a blast.
We interrupt this chat extravaganza to bring you a special bulletin. This just in, our Quadjet channel member, Lori M, has gifted 10 Runway DFW memberships. Lori, that is so generous of you. Thank you so much. We welcome Izzy, Esther L, Tyson Price, Geron MX Pilot 787 Bradshaw, Lucky 13, Larry XYZ, RJ Luke, CB Unglesby, Ludo SX, and O-Town Boy YOW. 10 new members thanks to Lori M. Thank you once again, Lori M, for that really generous membership gift during our chat extravaganza. See, it pays to watch chat extravaganza. There's the camera. Thank you, Lori. And now back to packing up. We return you now to chat extravaganza, the program already in progress. Thanks so much for sticking with us through Chat Extravaganza. We will be back hopefully another night this week. Can't say when yet, owing to the weather. I hope to be over here later this week to see 757 Chip. I just don't know if the weather's going to cooperate, so we'll see what happens. But again, I thank you for watching Runway DFW. To our members, to our subscribers, to our likers, and to just you who may be lurking out in the internet, we thank you for that. So yeah, that's it from Runway DFW. We'll see you soon. Happy contrails to you until we meet again. Good night.
Overseas acts and promotional consideration furnished by Pan American World Airways, the world's most experienced airline. Pan Am makes the going great. This is Dick Tufel speaking.